All right. Just got done talking about my 5 chef secrets for creating amazing meals at home, and the first was don't trust recipes. Well, if you don't trust recipes, then you need some skills, some basic skills, so that you can do the things or understand what the recipe is asking you to do, or make recipes even better. Now, I'm not saying recipes are totally useless. They're great for ideas. I'll take out a recipe book and go, oh, they use this, they use that, then they do this, they put the butter in the pan first, then I'll close the book and go ahead and do it the way that I want to do it. One of the most important things, and the second chef secret for creating amazing meals, is knowing how to use your knives, because stuff doesn't come already cut up. It doesn't grow square out of the ground. So normally, to use fresh ingredients, you have to know how to use your knives. I'm Chef Todd Moore. My mission is empowering people to cook without recipes. They experience the freedom to cook what they want, how they want it, the confidence to take control and try new things, the health benefits of fresh, wholesome foods, and the family-strengthening bonds of dinner time together, as well as the money they save by eating well. Live without rules, cook without recipes. It's a no-recipe lifestyle. Now, there are 4 basic knives that you need in your kitchen. You don't need 24 knives. They sell the butcher's block, of 24 knives. It comes with 12 steak knives. Has anybody ever cooked 12 steaks for their family? Do you ever need 12 steak knives? No. You need 4 basic knives. I'm going to tell you what they're about today. The first and foremost is the chef's knife. And we know the chef's knife because it has a tapered blade like this. Thicker at the heel, thinner at the tip. The right way to hold the chef knife is between thumb and forefinger at the bolster and your other 3 fingers around the blade. So what this does is lock the knife in place. That crook of this index finger laying against the spine at the bolster is what locks the knife in place. Now, you might think that your knife hand is the most important hand in knife skills. No. By far, the non-knife hand is the most important hand. No way for me to cut this hand. All kinds of ways for me to cut this hand. And the problem is with most home cooks, when you start cutting something, you never quite know. Get this out of the way. You never quite know when you're going to reach the tips of these fingers, right? And that's really the scary part. Well, the way to solve that problem is Kung Fu grip. What I do is all my fingers and thumb tucked underneath like this to stay out of the way. The best way to do it is tip Fulcrum Method. This is called tip Fulcrum Method. And what it is the tip stays on the cutting board and the knife rocks back and forth like this. And I tell people it's like dipping water out of a bucket with a spoon. It's not just straight up and down like a movie clapper. It's down, forward a little bit, up, back, this is exaggerated, down, forward, like dipping water out of a bucket with a spoon. Because as long as the right hand does tip Fulcrum Method and stays against these knuckles, it's the left hand that dictates the increment of the cut. And why is this important? Because consistency of cut is consistency of cook. If I make a soup and it has a carrot this big and a carrot this big, this one's hard and crunchy, this one's soft and mushy. So chef's knife, most important knife in the kitchen. Second most important knife is a serrated slicing knife, like this, because bread knife, or slicing knife, because this is the thing that you draw through an item, and the teeth, as you draw through, this is for something that the chef's knife would crush. So imagine like a soft tomato, you try and do this tip fulcrum, it would squirt all over the place. Or like bread, you're trying to make little croutons for bread, you got a sub roll there and you come down on it, well, you're gonna have bread that looks like that, right? So the serrated slicing knife is best for soft items that the chef's knife would crush. And we really use the same method. Kung Fu grip on this side, but you see how much thinner this blade is. I don't want to saw my knuckle off. So it's a little bit different. I'm going to set my knuckle where I want the knife to be, put the knife against it, draw straight back toward me, not back and forth sawing. Then I move my knuckle, set the knife again, draw through. And when I start to do this, you can see I can move my knuckle in just very small increments and get these really thin slices of carrots. All right, so it's the same type of thing. This hand, my right hand, is just doing this back and forth. Its job is to find this knuckle. Find the knuckle, set, down, through. Find the knuckle, set, down, through. Serrated slicing knife for items that are too soft for the chef's knife. Third knife you need in your kitchen is a boning knife. And this is generally a 5 to 7 inch knife with a sharp tip, thin blade. This is for raw products. This is for getting the fat off chicken, boning chickens, that silver skin on steaks, things like that. This only touches raw products. And this brings up a good food safety note that you can make yourself very sick if you cut something with raw steak and then use the same knife to cut up your lettuce for salad. Hopefully that should be obvious. So a boning knife I only use for raw items. I don't ever let this touch lettuce or tomatoes or anything like that, only raw items, a boning knife. Last knife you need in your kitchen is a paring knife. And this is a 3 to 5 inch knife with a point on it, and this is usually for closer items, coring tomatoes, but it's the only knife we use with the blade toward our face. And also the same choke grip. What I'm going to do is use that crook of my index finger again against the spine at the bolster, but with the paring knife you push items past the blade with your thumb. So if this were a strawberry, let's say, we're going to cap the strawberry. Now again, my thumb not against the blade, I have an opportunity to impart red food coloring that I don't want, but my thumb under the blade as I push things past it, like that. So if you've ever worked in a kitchen, you had to peel potatoes, you get the potato and you push the item past the blade in that respect. So the knives you need in your kitchen, the only 4, chef's knife, boning knife, serrated slicing knife, paring knife. These are really do every job. You don't have to fall for QVC advertisements for the special Ginsu Japanese knife that cuts shoes and cans. I've never had to cut a shoe or a can. Trust me, I don't know why that's the important thing, but I've never had to cut a shoe or a can. If they cut food, I'm really happy. But these are the only 4 knives you need in your kitchen. Thank you again for your time and attention. I'm going to reset.